After a return to the top of the podium in Paris, the next goal for the U.S. women is a gold medal in L.A. in 2028. The road to those Olympics heads through Phoenix, where national titles are on the line. Among the contenders, Jade Carey, starting her run to a third Olympic Games. Plus, Hesley Rivera, the defending champ who still has unfinished business. But it's 21-year-old Sky Blakely and 17-year-old Claire Peace who lead the way after day one. National champions to be crowned today. NBC Sports welcomes you to the 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships inside the Mortgage Matchup Center here in Phoenix. Check out the standings heading into day two. Can't get any closer than this. They are tied at the top. Sky Blakely, the comeback bid continues. Claire Peace really coming into her own as a gymnast. Charlie Bullock, and then Hesley Rivera, the defending champ. Hi, everyone. Glad to have you with us. Terry Gannon alongside Lori Hernandez and Sam Pescic, Olympic medalists, both of them. In fact, 10 years to the day from your team medal. Happy anniversary.
Thanks, Terry.
Very nice. Athletes already thinking about trying to make the next Olympic team, and some who competed in Paris, some who did not compete in Paris, including Sky Blakely. Boy, what a comeback right now. That devastating injury, by all accounts. She was going to make the team last time, but at the Olympic trials, tore her Achilles, but back in a big way.
Yeah, the road to recovery has not been an easy one for Sky Blakely, both physically and mentally, as she's been preparing for this meet. It's her first all-around competition back in the all-around since 2024 championships, where she placed second to none other than Simone Biles. I had a chance to ask Sky what it would mean to her to win this meet, and she said it would make little her so proud, especially how far she's come from recovering from those injuries. So certainly a possibility for her here tonight.
Fans may know her name, but others just trying to make a name right now, Lori.
Absolutely. Some fresh faces you might not be familiar with, Claire Peace and Charlie Bullock. Now, Claire Peace is tied for first place with Sky Blakely, and in order for her to sweep that gold, she's got to repeat her performance like she did on Friday night, as well as possibly upgrade some of her routines. So we may see that later. And as for Charlie Bullock, she's got Team USA's highest difficulty on the uneven bars that we've seen this year. And get this, she's a first-year senior, just 16 years old, so lots of exciting stuff for the
And there are those names who were in Paris who are competing here. John Roethlisberger, they've got work to do today.
Yes, they do, Terry. A couple of members of that team are competing here today. Jade Carey, three-time Olympic medalist, announced her return to elite competition just this past April. And already we have seen glimpses of greatness that made her that Olympic champion. She's here in front of her hometown crowd. That's important to her. She'll be feeding off of that energy. After those 2024 Olympics ended, in the absence of Simone Biles and Suni Lee, for now, a lot of eyes look to Hesley Rivera as the new face of women's gymnastics. She won this championship last year, however, had a major break night one of this competition, currently sits in fourth place. That being said, I will say, if she hits her gymnastics as well as she's capable of, I don't know that anybody here can beat her. In fact, I'll fast forward to the World Championships this fall, you guys. If she hits and she's on her game, I could see her standing on top of the world all-around podium.
Oh, John coming right out of the gate with a very big statement. All right, here we go. It is day two of the National Championships. National titles on the line. Jade Carey in her hometown of Phoenix will get things underway on vault, and she is an Olympic medalist in vault.
Going to be starting off with a Yurchenko double full. That's a round off onto the board, back handspring onto the table, two twists off. You can see she had a lot of momentum when she landed, and I'm laughing because she's been training a much more difficult vault, so this one's an easy one for her.
And it's always difficult to have so much adrenaline at the very beginning of a competition and then begin on vault. Jade right there has a phenomenal block, got a lot of height from the table, and had, yes, a few stumbles on the landing, but it is a huge testament to her power on this event.
I think it's important to remember with Jade, if she's going to be on a world championship team and fast forward down the road on an Olympic team, her case is made on vault and floor. And right now, Sam, you alluded to it, she's working a more difficult vault. And I will say, if she wants to make a difference on vault, she's going to have to do that more difficult skill down the road.
But right now, over to uneven bars, and here's the 17-year-old who was born in Honolulu and calls Sunnyvale, Texas, her hometown, Claire Peace.
Yeah, Terry, she's one of the younger ones in the competition, but her difficulty on this event is right at the top with the other athletes that are in contention for a title here. 6-0 difficulty score is huge.
And not only does she have high difficulty, we're also looking at beautiful execution, which is a great way to get that score even lower. Claire Peace right there, a nearly stuck landing. But what I love about her is just those straight legs, pointed toes. She's able to stay incredibly tight throughout the routine, hit those handstands as best she can, and I want to see that even more throughout the competition.
Had a great number on bars on day one, looking for one here.
Yeah, anytime you can see these skills being connected one after the other, that really helps the overall difficulty score for her scoring potential to increase. And guys, we all know that difficulty wins meets. So you said it, Lori, she has strong execution, but it's that difficulty score that's going to keep her at the top of the leaderboard.
Going to take you back to vault, the second one, competing in the individual event as well. Jade Carey.
A gorgeous Lopez done by Jade. She's really known for doing that chung vault, adding a full twist to the end of that skill. One of the most difficult vaults besides a Yurchenko double pike. So it's interesting, we're seeing her hands a little bit crooked on the table. That's not something you want to see necessarily on this skill. However, because she gets so much height and distance from the table, she stays so tight, she's able to finish with no issues whatsoever.
All right, meanwhile, Claire Peace, Brittany Urton really coming into her own, Claire, in terms of a gymnast right now.
That she is. In her second year as a senior, she's taken on much more of a leadership role. She might appear quiet or shy, but according to her teammates and the high-performance staff, she's become more of a vocal presence. At an international competition earlier this season, with some teammates battling injuries, Claire pulled the group together, reminding them why they were there and how prepared they were, giving them that encouragement they needed in that moment. For Claire, she said the coolest part about it was realizing how much her words meant to her teammates.
Yeah, Brittany, I talked to the high performance directors as well, and she's always leading, raising her hand to lead the warm-up, helping the juniors. And Betty Aquino, one of the high performance directors, said she hasn't seen an athlete step into this leadership role in over a decade. So she's bringing so much more than just her gymnastics to Team USA.
Yeah, to add to that, Sam, at the recent Pan Am Games, they had some injuries in warm-up, and it was Claire that brought that team together, huddled them up, and said, don't forget how many times you've done these routines, and don't forget who you represent, Team USA. And for a young athlete like that to do that in that moment, that is big time for Team USA.
All right, get that number in a moment. How about that first vault for Jade Carey, 14.25.
That's really quite good. Execution coming out of a perfect 10-0. Highest score she could have gotten on that skill was a 15 flat. And so that's nice.
That's awfully nice. All right, 15 years of age from Idaho, but training in Spring, Texas. Lavi Crane in 12th place after the opening night. Up on balance beam in a moment.
What I loved seeing about her from night one was how calm and collected she was able to be on this event specifically. I'm curious to see if she's able to do it again, each skill flowing one thing into the next.
Yeah, she doesn't have quite as much difficulty as the top athletes in this competition, but her execution, that means straight knees, pointed toes, overextended leaps. It's really beautiful and perfection, but it's those little wobbles and broken connections that will eat away at her overall score.
Being able to do those skills one after another allows for those bonus points and for the difficulty to get higher, but if the connection is broken, it also means that the execution score is going to go down because it was technically incorrect.
Really good arm positions, helping her through that wolf turn. Might look really easy, but that's actually one of the most difficult skills these athletes can do under pressure. Oftentimes we find it's the easy skills that give you trouble in competitions.
Having lower difficulty but incredibly high execution is also a strategy, but the important part is that you gotta hit your routines when it counts. And she's done just that.
Lavi Crane, his younger sister, also is a gymnast. Family moved to Missouri back in 2021 and eventually to Texas. Just put it in perspective, 15 years of age. She'll graduate high school in 2029.
Oh,
Yeah. How about the number for Claire Peace? Uneven bars, 14.35.
That is a monster score right there. She is a superstar on this event. Execution within the 8s on the uneven bars, it's not something that we're going to see throughout this competition.
This first rotation trying to take control. Still waiting to see Sky Blakely out on floor and Hesley Rivera, the defending champ, who will start on bars. The 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships are brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity sticks the landing every time. Same-day Wi-Fi, same price for 5 years. By Nike, bringing inspiration and innovation to every athlete around the world. Nike, the official partner of USA Gymnastics. And by Tampax. Rotation number 1 underway. We're waiting on Hesley Rivera, who will start on uneven bars, and John Roethlisberger looking for a better effort than night 1.
Yeah, night 1, Hesley tried a new combination for her, a very difficult release move directly into another one. It's called a downy. Here it is. She just goes a little too far from the bar. That is supposed to connect directly into another skill. Just did not open those shoulders enough. Little elbow bend right there, just fingertips away. And that is supposed to connect into another skill. Those combination of skills are worth a lot of points. Here she does it successfully in practice. Right into that's the pack salto. Within that, you get 2/10 more connection bonus. She did not successfully do it, had a major fall, plus a lot of difficulty value lost. If she can put together this routine, it is going to be a huge number. I think she can dig out of that hole she created with that fall, but she's got to be great here.
Yeah, John, big risk, big reward. Not only do you see the difference in difficulty scores right there on the screen, but taking another additional point for that fall. So she really was at a scoring deficit. Big opportunity here for her to really redeem herself, knowing she can make the combination, and of course that will reflect in the scores as well.
Yeah, she's supposed to start at a 16.2. If you add that 10 points of execution, potential execution, to her difficulty, it should start at a 16.2, started at a 15.4 night 1. By the way, her teammate Claire Peace just did a 16.2, so you're trying to catch her. You're starting from the same value. Got to be a little bit cleaner. Can she do it?
I know those numbers get confusing to hear all, but gymnasts and their coaches, I mean, this is a plan. They have it down to a science.
Well, let me put it in perspective, Terry. Claire Peace's score, not one person scored that on night 1. She has the highest bar score from night 1 on that routine.
We understand that part.
Okay, I'm speaking slowly because it is so important. That is a huge score for Claire Peace.
And this is an event in the past that Team USA has really struggled on when it comes to difficulty. So the fact that we're seeing so many gymnasts, Hesley Rivera, Claire Peace, Charlie Bullock, have high start values, it's a great sign. But like we've been saying, lots of risk.
Here it comes.
Great job getting her dowel on the bar, really fighting to keep that connection. Beautifully done. Hesley Rivera, she's in the groove now.
This should be an easy finish for her. That was a close one.
Way to fight.
Yes.
All the way through that bar routine. You could tell her rhythm was different from the beginning to end. That actually makes you work a lot harder throughout the routine. It's more taxing on the body. She made it happen.
Right there. I'm just so glad that she was able to get even more height. I want to see more, to be frank, but I believe night 1 she didn't have enough height and she wasn't able to have enough space to sit up. Here she gets those dowels, Sam, like you said, right over the bar.
That skill was called a downy. Straight into the pack salto, really trying to get her chest up on the landing.
Yeah, she was working so hard through that routine, Sam, though. Getting the chest up, I think, was a little harder there than usual.
Meanwhile, starting over on floor, the co-leader after the opening day, Sky Blakely, the 21-year-old from Frisco, Texas, who just in heartbreaking fashion at trials last time had that devastating injury.
With that recovery in mind, she's doing this whole routine with front-facing passes.
And really missed the punch going into that second salto. Really looks a bit off here on these tumbling passes. And not only is that going to be a point deduction for the fall, what that does to her mentally to start this competition with a major mistake. You really got to think about staying in the moment, easier said than done. Forget about that fall and try to finish as best as you can. Easier said than done. Step out of bounds. Really tough to start with a fall, but it's important to show the selection committee for World Championships that she can come back, that one mistake does not turn into multiple. Big test ahead of her.
Yeah, this is going to not bode well for her all-around hopes. Going to need some help from the other competitors in form of mistakes if she wants to get back to that top spot, certainly.
It all begins right there. Surprisingly, the takeoff actually seemed quite good, but I don't think she stayed tight enough. Therefore, she didn't get enough height. She under-rotated that second skill there. I almost feel like she's overcompensating, knowing that because she was under-rotated for that first pass, she really wanted to make sure she got that last one and caused her a big step out of bounds.
And I know it could be similar to Florida and the floor routines, but it is the elite level. It's tough coming back. Reese Esponda, the 17-year-old from Helena, Montana, here with momentum after winning the all-around title at the U.S. Classic a few weeks ago.
Yeah, but talk about opportunity, Terry. This was her weakest event on night one. Really big opportunity for her to improve her overall score here.
Had a lot of wobbles on night one. What I want to see here is that confidence. I want to see her attack the equipment and land like she knows she can do it.
Great job. You can just tell in her demeanor, Lori, that she is attacking the beam from start to finish. And that's a really good omen, I'm going to say, for the rest of the routine when you land with that much conviction.
Absolutely. Holding back is more often than not a lot of times what causes wobbles in the first place. When you're training these skills on the flat floor, you're going for them. You don't want that to change as soon as you get up on the equipment.
Already significant improvement from night one. Just needs to put this on her feet. She does it.
And did. Reese Esponda, so much confidence right now. You can tell out on the floor in competition. And the U.S. Junior Floor Champ a couple of years ago, now on the senior level, doing stuff like this.
Watch when she lands, her front knee is bent. That is exactly what you want to see when you land on beam. Because the beam is on a podium, it actually shakes the beam. So you have to be even more patient when you absorb the beam on landings.
Brittany, you have more on Reese?
Oh, well, she's got some superstitions, but because we all do, right? You want luck to be on her side? Well, she's got quite a few. Pearl earrings, Starbucks egg bites, smiley face braids. But the most meaningful comes from her grandmother. When Reese was little, her grandma gave her a small blue fairy box filled with fairy dust charms and a note. Believe in the fairies who make wishes come true. Before meets, her grandma would remind her the fairies were with her, giving Reese a little boost of confidence. Funny enough, Reese forgot the box at Classics, panicked, but went on to win anyway. The fairy box and grandma are here tonight. But maybe the magic isn't in the box, Terry. It's the belief Grandma put in her years ago.
Yeah, no question about that. We may hear from Anita throughout the evening, as a matter of fact, and hear from Montana. Got the family here. Her mom's here. Her dad's here as well. So she's got her own cheering section.
That is so precious. Oh my goodness. To have superstitions also before a competition, anytime a superstition got shaken up, I was like, oh, cool, cool, cool. So I'm about to ruin the day. And the fact that she was able to sweep classics without her box, that's awesome.
So get the number in a moment. Hesley Rivera, uneven bars, 13.85 the effort there.
Yeah, more than a point better than night one.
So she's on the move, moving up to second in the all-around right now.
Yeah, I will say, though, Claire Peace has an advantage over her on that event, and that's an event Hesley should have been able to close the gap. She didn't. Good for Claire, bad for Hesley.
So Sky, 6-9 for the execution, 11-9, going to drop to fourth in the all-around. Remember, she started day 2 in a share of the lead. 3 more rotations and events left, though.
I will say there are 2 events with Sky Blakely that she can absolutely make up a little bit of scoring on and hopefully still stay within that top 3 mix.
12-9, the number again. Green, you want to be in. Yellow's in the middle, just trying to help out where those scores are, and you want to avoid red as we take you over to Charlie Bullock in third after day 1, the 16-year-old from Spotsylvania, Virginia. And someone you told me to watch from day 1 of practicing.
My goodness. I dare say I'm Charlie's biggest fan. I just think the way that she has been able to compete this weekend, being a first-year senior, she's just handled herself with so much grace.
Keeping pressure on the front foot there is key. Sometimes when you have adrenaline, it shows up differently on each event. On beam, you can oftentimes see athletes rush through their skills. Not there, though. She responded well in that second combination. Very good job bending her knees on the landing. That really gives you enough time to adjust without having to wobble at the top, kind of like that.
Even with those wobbles, though, I'm seeing her direct her energy right to her center, into her feet, into the beam. She's able to recover incredibly fast. It's not something you see from everyone. Right there, even a small bobble like that, she just keeps her arms down.
This is the part of the routine where your mental cues are saying, need to get off the beam as fast as I can. It's going well. Couple wobbles throughout that routine, but overall, nicely done for Charlie Bullock. She's doing her job this weekend.
She absolutely is.
First event coming out and hitting beam, you guys, I got to think for 2 athletes like you that have done balance beam, getting it out of the way first and staying on, huge accomplishment.
Watch her front foot when she lands. She's gonna pick it up, and it actually makes it incredibly harder to save because you're really landing on one leg essentially. You wanna keep that front foot down, keep your hips square to help you stay balanced.
Yeah, while you're saying all of this, Sam, I'm keeping an eye on her feet and how they are landing and absorbing the beam, seeing if she can exhale when she lands, but in those moments, you can even see the beam shake and move a little bit because of how bouncy it is. Does a really great dismount.
After night 1, she said, I didn't really know it would go like this. I knew it could, but here we are. Zoe Malomo, and a short time ago, the 18-year-old from Frisco, Texas, in 10th after day 1 of the all-around.
She actually had the 4th highest score on floor though, so really strong event for her.
Back after a big-time knee injury that took her out of most of 2025.
Strong double layout, getting things started. I like that her hips were really stretched, almost extended in the air. Wow, doesn't have as much difficulty as some of the top floor athletes, but when you land like that, your execution score is going to be higher, which is why we're seeing that big 13.75 improvement even from night one, Terry.
Committed to UCLA, going to be a Bruin. 13.75. How about Charlie Bullock? 13.3 on beam.
That's about exactly the score I thought that beam routine was going to get. It was just those little bobbles. They do tend to stack up. But you know who's phenomenal in this event? Dulcie Kaler.
The 18-year-old from Spring, Texas, 7th in the all-around on night one.
The key for her is to be aggressive here right from the beginning. Big triple series. Want to keep those hips square on the finish.
It's always interesting to remember, more often than not, doing these skills on the balance beam, they're typically imperfect, and it's the ability to cover those landings and keep the flow, keep things moving. So knowing that, it's asking, how do you recover?
I'd like her to have stronger arm positions on each of her skills. Your arms really have a specific place they need to be to help you stay balanced. Think of your arms like a steering wheel. They really need to mirror each other in order to stay equal distance from either side of the beam.
Had a bit of trouble with that dismount in the past, but today, no issues for Dulcie Kaler.
Dulcie kind of surprised the gymnastics world a little bit at the world qualifying camp last fall when she won the competition, earned that automatic berth to the world championships, and was a finalist on the balance beam there.
And then had that back injury, which took her out for about 3 months. So coming back from that, you see those names as one rotation in the books here in Phoenix. The 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships are sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. One rotation in the books here in Phoenix, and the women's titles on the line today. Last night, sensational stuff in the men's competition. Frederick Richard, he was there. He was part of the men's bronze medal in Paris, and then back to win his first U.S. all-around title. Man, he was terrific. I mean, the guy just lights up a building, too. You got everybody excited here inside Mortgage Matchup Center. There's the world team that'll be competing. Patty Hoops on pommel horse, Danila Lakin, just 19 years old. Great talent. Cameron Nelson doing sensational stuff on floor. Frederick Richard and the veteran Shane Wiskus. So they will be representing the U.S. at the World Championships as we look ahead and step away with a look at the leaderboard. Claire Peace on top. Back to tell you tonight on Sunday Night Baseball, Yordan Alvarez and the Astros heading to San Diego to take on Fernando Tatis Jr. and the Padres. Interleague showdown in SoCal, only on NBC and Peacock. Ballpark there, ballpark right next door to where we are. So, Claire Peace, Hesley Rivera, both headed to beam this next rotation. Both very good here.
Absolutely. We're looking at 2 monster start values along with 2 powerhouse athletes. So it all comes down to, can they get their connections? That's where a lot of their difficulty lies, and just a small bobble or just a place where they freeze and they don't keep moving, that difficulty drops 10th by 10th.
Well, and Claire's in the driver's seat right now. Big lead, 1.1. So if you're Hesley Rivera, what does she have to do? She's got to hit. She's got to be perfect and she's got to hope her teammate just gives her a little bit of an opening. If you're going into the last couple events down over a point, you might as well pack a lunch. She's got to shave into that lead on this beam, or she's not going to repeat as national champion.
But Hesley's made a move up the leaderboard. She was in 4th, remember, and now in 2nd place.
That's true, Terry, but the distance between 1st and 2nd is almost twice as much as it was when the meet started. So yes, she's moved up, but the distance to 1st is even greater.
Gotcha. All right, 9th place after the opening rotation. Simone Rose, the 18-year-old from Sammamish, Washington, another gymnast to watch. There's no doubt about that, and just starting to get to know her. Really good success at Pan American Championships this year.
Did really well on night 1 here, has a lot of difficulty in this bar routine, actually tied for the 4th highest score here, needs to repeat that. Beautiful. She got so much height before she caught the low bar. That's what the judges are wanting to see, those vertical handstands right here, slightly short. Athletes do get a 30-degree window for the cast handstand.
Wow. For Simone Rose, I mean, I'd be incredibly proud of that routine if I was her. The pressure is on. She wants to do well. And that was one of her best, I think.
Yeah, she really had an upgraded routine, so trying out some difficulty, new combinations, I think it's going pretty well for her.
I'd say so.
It looks easy. She looks like she has enough endurance. And then right here, this is really where I saw the biggest issue. She's a little short at the top of the handstand. I still think she's within that 30-degree angle, so shouldn't be a deduction.
Also looking at those release moves, if they don't have enough height and distance away from the bar, there is a deduction for sort of scooching over the bar instead of having some of that space. So I'd like to see more of that from Simone and throughout the competition.
Technical term in the rule book, scooching.
Scooch.
Yeah.
It's scoochy.
Exactly. Lila Richardson now, 16 years of age from Russellville, Arkansas, in 13th in the all-around after day 1.
Doing a Yurchenko double full. Needs to get a good block off the table. Missed that block, and when I say missed the block, she came into the table with some bent arms and a shoulder angle. That really prevents you from getting as high as possible off the table.
I also noticed that with her landing, she does pike down that landing because she doesn't do exactly what you just said, Sam.
Right there is what we want to see, is straight arms. If you put your arms above your head and do a shoulder shrug, that's really the motion that these athletes are looking for, just upside down and going really fast while they're doing it.
Yeah, the goal is to be able to have a little bit of time before the landing comes and not be shocked by it. Right there, it came a little quick for her, which is why we're seeing her pike her hips on the landing, take a step out of bounds. So a little bit more power and a little bit more tightness in her body in the air, I think, will make this vault really sharp for her.
What's more frightening, trying something new on vault or say on beam?
Oh, vault.
Yeah.
Yeah, vault's just got a harder landing. Beam is pressure, though. You know, you try a new connection on beam and you miss it, all of a sudden it's really hard to stop ruminating on it throughout the rest of the routine. So maybe, I don't know.
What I like to say is gymnastics is so tough because it's 4 sports in one, Terry.
It is. 13.65. And all of it, to the average viewer like me, looks insane. Looks like, what are you doing? This is not possible.
It's crazy.
When you're running full speed into an inanimate object, it's also a little scary to the athlete, too. They're just giving off a lot of confidence here.
A large inanimate object being that vault table, usually bigger than you are.
Sky Blakely getting set on vault. So now in 5th place after this opening rotation. Shared the lead to start.
She's going to do a Lopez, a half on, half off on this event.
Nicely done, hoping to build on that. Did it exactly how she did night 1, just as we expected. Good to get a solid event under her belt here in night 2.
Something I want to see more of from Sky is more confidence in her landings. I noticed this when she was on floor. I'm noticing it right here. Rather than landing with a lot of confidence and owning it, she sort of unsurely takes that step back. And part of it, I do wonder, is the comeback and trusting her body to handle everything she's going to throw at it.
Yeah, Lori, I think that's a big part of it. I talked to her coach, Owen Field, before the competition about that specific landing. If you land it perfect, it hurts. You can do the vault perfectly, but you got to land short to land well. And I think just not having done a lot of reps over the last 2 years certainly makes a difference.
Well, just to revisit that, the first elite all-around meet since the U.S. Championships in 2024, when she finished second behind
Simone Biles, Terry Gannon.
13.95 is the number. So you heard the announcement for Jade Carey, and getting set on uneven bars. And one of those, Brittany, back from that team in Paris the last time around at the Olympics.
Oh, that's right. 3 of the 5 we've got so far. As Suni Lee, Olympic all-around gold medalist, announced on Instagram a few weeks ago that she was coming back. She's since moved back to her hometown of Minnesota, started training with her longtime coaches, and we expect to see her back in competition next spring. Jordan Childs, she was in attendance here in Phoenix night 1. She told me the wait is still on. She's got some vacations to go on before she officially makes a decision about a return. And Simone Biles, the 11-time Olympic medalist, maybe the last and most anticipated shoe to drop, hasn't ruled it out, saying she's 50-50 and knows a decision needs to be made soon. But regardless, she'll be at the LA Games. Fan or competitor, Terry, we'll have to wait and see.
That would be incredible to be able to watch her again at the Olympics. But it's just a crowded landscape with those returning and those emerging right now.
I'll tell you what, the train's leaving the station, though. We're 2 years away. It reminds me of the Polar Express. You know the part where the train pulls up in front of the house and the little kids got to chase the train down to get on? The Olympic train is moving. You can't let it get too far away. Come on, Biles and Childs. We're waiting. You know you want to do it.
Exactly. But
Just do it.
That's why I'm so excited to see some of those fresh faces like Claire Peace and Charlie Bullock. They are ones that are going to be in the mix. I'm calling it right now. Within the next 2 years, or even within Worlds at the end of this year, we're looking at some really fun stuff. But coming back to Jade Carey on the uneven bars, I'm excited to see what she does.
Jade Carey certainly setting the tone for the Olympians coming back, as she's the first one to get back into competition, joining her teammate Hesley Rivera. This is one of her most improved events, has had a difficulty and really executing at a high level. We saw that leg separation in that high to low bar sequence. You want to keep your legs glued. That was beautiful. Finishing double layout, full out, nicely done. She said this event here was actually the toughest for her to come back, and you might not notice by the way they finish, but it's actually, you have to have so much endurance to get through a bar routine.
High five from her dad, Brian, who's her coach, of course. She was a star at Oregon State, has coached a little bit there as well since moving on, and took a break from elite gymnastics, back on the scene, looking ahead to LA. How about Ariz Esponda now? Share a 9th after the opening rotation.
This is critical for Ariz Esponda, sitting in the first place spot on floor after day 1. Beautiful double-double. Has the highest difficulty, not only in the United States, but if she did this routine at World Championships, she would have had the highest difficulty of all the athletes who qualified to floor event finals. not giving anything away on those landings. Needing to get those feet all the way around on the finish, but man, that was as good as she can do it. Her coaches say that she's just a natural talent. She can watch a skill and then just by watching know how to do it. They've had a really good coach-athlete relationship, and it's clearly working for her and that floor team.
Well, Sam, you mentioned how important this routine is for her as we take another look here.
Opening double-double. It's actually called a syllabus. See how open she is. That's incredibly difficult, and it actually makes me think she can upgrade and maybe do that double-double laid out in the future. She looks comfortable. She looks confident here.
Well, how important this routine is, Sam, is Team USA has typically put someone who is good on floor and vault on world championship teams. You see another double pike right there. Well done. And Olympic teams. And right now, her and Jade Carey kind of fill that spot. And right now, Ariz Esponda is winning that floor battle as we see Grandma in the stands loving it.
She's the best. You got to have that. No doubt about it. But Ariz Esponda, I mean, her looking past the U.S. National Championships, talking about a goal to win a medal on floor at the World Championships. All right, over to Heslie Rivera, up on balance beam.
Had the highest score from night one. This is an event where Team USA would absolutely use her in a World Championship setting, so this routine is very crucial for Heslie Rivera. Questionable connection into those leaps. You don't want to leave anything up to question for the judges. You want to be undeniable here. Great layout position in that series.
I'm seeing a lot of hesitation with those connections. I want to see her constantly moving. If she breaks it by pausing at any point, that connection is going to get broken and she won't get credit for the difficulty. I think that was her first big wobble of the routine.
That difficult switch ring, you lose sight of the beam and have to quickly find it again. That's what makes it so difficult.
Come on, blind landing.
You guys have said questionable a number of times. I think in the code of points, questionable also equates to no. The judges do not love to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Finishing double pike. So I've seen her do a much more solid routine, but you see her smile because the worst thing is to do that questionable routine and do a fall, but she was able to work through it and finish without that fall. That is critical.
The reigning U.S. balance beam champ, who is better than anybody on night one. We'll get that number in a moment. Reese's score 14.45.
Matches what she got on day one. That shows consistency. She wants a spot on this World Championship team. This is how she's working her way there.
Jade 13.4, the number uneven bars. Okay. 7.6 for the execution. Meanwhile, on floor in third after the opening rotation, Charlie Bullock.
She might not have the highest start value on this event, but if she can have clean landings, we'll still see her in the mix.
Should Charlie make this upcoming World Championship team, this event right here is not necessarily an event that Team USA would use her in, although she would be in contention to do it in the all-around. Perskaya right there in the corner, has coached so many high-level elite gymnasts. She has a very strong and strict program for Charlie in terms of her preparation and progress leading up to LA 2028. You know this is a routine they're working on building.
16 years of age, commutes 3 hours a day to train, but doesn't yet have her license. Her mom's like, you're not driving on I-95 an hour and a half each way to go
8 years,
train.
Terry. 8 years of 3 hours of commute every day. Man, that's commitment.
So we'll see how that works out, whether she does drive soon to practice.
For first pass, we're looking at that tuck full in. What I love is the height, and right here, she appears to actually spot the landing, which sometimes this skill moves so fast that can be really difficult to do. But there's a lot of little nuances that I see in her gymnastics that I see in very experienced athletes like Jade Carey, like Simone Biles, where when you're able to be so aware of where you are in the air, it's a sign of success and control, and she can keep honing that.
All right, so she'll wait on the number as you see that name, Jade Carey atop the leaderboard, but still in this rotation, Claire Peace on balance beam. Back with a number for Charlie Bullock, 13.55 for floor exercise.
Better than night one for Charlie Bullock. She's having a really great week, and I think this is the second time I've said that. I really want to make it apparent. She is making a statement in the senior level.
How about the number for Hesley Rivera on balance beam, the highest score on beam we have seen here in this meet?
I thought that's high, guys. I'm surprised by that. I'm curious what you think. A higher difficulty score as well. They gave her the benefit of the doubt, I feel like.
I really do agree with that. I think there were a lot of connections that I'm not sure if I was judging that I would give credit for just because of that pause that happens in between the skills. However, it's not to say that they aren't beautiful. Her execution absolutely is high, but that is a factor when it comes to competing internationally. Will the international judges give her those connections like we did here today?
She does a very impressive switch ring. Judges are looking for above 180 with that split position. She throws her head. That is certainly above the 180 position. Beautifully done, textbook, but it's when she lands, it's the problem. Take a look at her feet right here. We're gonna zoom in, just check out her heels totally off the beam. That is so tough. And you can see she wobbles to the right, but really does a nice job minimizing what could be a more of a dramatic fall or a dramatic deduction.
It's crazy how small the margin of error is on that event, and I've seen it for years and years, but every time again like that, I mean, it makes you break out in cold sweats. You gotta be on top of it.
That is what makes for such a great beam worker, though, is knowing that if her heels are off on the left side and she wobbles to the right, she's already compensating for where she's being crooked in the air. So that way when she lands, the attempt is to be dead on right in the middle.
So we'll see if Hesley can move closer to the top of the standings, because getting set on balance beam is Claire Peace.
Yeah, she's got to be on pressure here. She scored a 13.9 day one in the competition. That would be 0.5 lower than Hesley just did. Again, 1.1 cushion over her teammate, but you got to stay on, or this is a brand new competition for the all-around.
She works beam so confidently, and you can see it right as she mounts the beam with her posture, with her chin up, with her finish positions. I asked her, I'm like, how do you prepare for a beam routine? And she said, I really just try to pretend like I'm in practice and visualize before I even get on the beam. It's a helpful tool that a lot of the athletes use.
I will say, I think Claire Pease is one of the most confident beam workers Team USA has this weekend.
Tough triple series. She was crooked throughout that whole series. Just minimized the deduction at the end by a little wobble. Not only is it tough to simulate a competitive environment at practice, but the beam is also on a podium. So again, it bounces the beam and makes it a little tougher to land. have to be more patient. And she nails it. That was phenomenal.
That was incredible.
Did not have a great U.S. Championships last year. Trying to get her first all-around title here. That'll go a long way.
No, she was one of the contenders mentioned last year coming into the national championships in New Orleans, but a rough meet, finished 10th in the all-around. Much different story here in Phoenix.
This is that incredibly difficult triple series, and she was crooked over on the right side, and you see her toes after the first layout and then the toes on the second layout. If we could see that one more time, just to show an emphasis on how tough it was. She was off the beam, pulled it back on. That's willpower, baby.
I also just want to say, right before she did her dismount, I saw a bug on the beam. And let me tell you, that's a distraction, okay? The fact that Claire Peace was able to just move so easily through that, I'm sorry, I would have gotten distracted. She nailed it.
How often does that happen to you?
Hopefully not anymore.
Not often, hopefully. We roll on midway through. We bring you back with a look at the Prevagen memorable moment. Yeah, 30 years ago. Can you believe that? The Atlanta Olympics and the men's team final. We got our own John Roethlisberger as a part of that, by the way.
Let's go, John!
Yes.
Oh, baby, stick it. Oh, that hop. I still think about that hop all the time.
I'm sure you do. Yeah, knowing you, I'm sure you do.
God, it makes me so mad.
And also, how about the Magnificent Seven? I know an inspiration for you.
Oh, man, I was 5 years old. They are the reason I wanted to go to the Olympic Games. This moment, I wore out the tape, the Magnificent Seven tape, because I watched it almost every night. It was so special for me as a young gymnast, and I'll always remember that.
Prevagen memorable moment, and that women's team, the first U.S. squad to ever win the Olympic gold in that team event, and they were honored last night here after the men's competition out there in front of the crowd once again.
Yeah, so special to see so many of them are still involved in the sport of gymnastics, doing great things. And John, I see you there. Hi, John.
Hey.
How was it being with your teammates?
It was fun. You know, it seems like a little thing, but the last time we walked out on a competitive floor all together was at the Olympics. And I know we're not athletes anymore, but walking out there was a little bit surreal and brought back a lot of memories, some good, some bad, but man, nothing like your teammates. And Sam, I'm sure you wore out the tape of the usual suspects. That's what we called ourselves. We weren't the Magnificent Seven. We were the usual suspects.
That's good. It was great to see you out there, seriously, all joking aside. Shannon Miller's here, 7-time Olympic gold medalist. Some celebrities in the house watching the national championships as we're midway through day 2. Back to tell you, American Ninja Warrior is back with a triple threat. Tougher obstacles, fresh faces, and 3-way races. American Ninja Warrior comes your way tomorrow on NBC and Peacock. Gymnastics taking place inside Mortgage Matchup Center here this week. National championship on the line, and it's gotten closer, guys, at the top. So after 2 rotations, so we are midway through, Claire Peace, Hesley Rivera separated by half a point right now.
Yeah, and get this, on night 1, Hesley Rivera beat Claire by a half of a point on this next event they're headed to. So the way I see it is it's a 2-person race here.
Shaping up to be. Go back 1.5 points to Charlie Bullock. Having a great week, though. There's no doubt about it, the young star.
And she's still got one of her best events yet to come. I mean, to have a 6'3" difficulty on the uneven bars is so difficult, and she's only 16 years old.
Bright future ahead. And she is just so fun. I mean, she's got a smiley face in chalk on her coat. Who else in the competition has that?
It's interesting to think about that world team coming up this fall, too, without some of those household names that we've obviously been talking about from 2024. But this team is starting to show some glimpses of maybe they could get that 8th in a row team title at a world championships. They won't have the dominance maybe they've had in the past, but they've got some greatness. They've just got to keep improving between now and October.
But it is interesting to see it start to take shape right now and who steps up, because yes, a few of those names will be back. It'll be a crowded landscape, but there's opportunity there for someone else to make a name right now, starting right now.
There definitely is opportunity, and when we're talking about difficulty, of course it can all get mixed together. Personally, I love taking a peek at execution. I love knowing who can hit their routines well when the pressure's on, who is able to keep those connection bonuses on both bars and beam, who's hitting their handstands, who's sticking their dismounts. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, we had a quick look at the selection committee, the high performance directors. Those are the powers that be that will be selecting the World Championship team, the Olympic Games. And I had a chance to ask Betty Aquino, what did you think of night one? And she said, you know, I was very hopeful for USA Gymnastics. Quality has gone up, difficulty has gone up, and the overall enthusiasm is important.
And there's this, the national championship, and there is a selection camp as well. And that's how they make their choice. So we go over the vault, and it will be Ariz who will be up first here.
Now on vault for world champions, Ariz.
Grandma Anita watching.
I want to know what color the fairies are on vault for her right now.
For Oklahoma, Izzy.
Doing a Yurchenko full, round off onto the board, back handspring onto the table, 2 twists off. Really good chest position in her posture when she landed. She got a text from the one and only Simone Biles before day one saying controlled power is everything, and she really showcases that here. Dynamic off the table and then controls it on the landing, just like Simone says.
That was a couple of weeks ago before a classic, right? And she went on to win.
She did. That really put her on the map, the difficulty on floor, but look how clean. Her legs are basically together most of that twist. Difficult to do. Obviously, the judges don't get the slow-mo replay the way that we're seeing it, so that was an incredibly clean vault for Ariz Esponda.
You're seeing a lot of the same vaults from these athletes here, and they're really not separating themselves on this event. In fact, place number 1 to place 9 after night 1 of the competition, there's only 3/10 separating those athletes. So unless someone does those vaults that you guys have been talking about, the Chung vaults, which are 6/10 more in value, this is an event that doesn't separate yourself. It comes down to like a 3-event meet in order to separate yourself and get yourself on a world team.
Charlie Bullock, one of those names, in the top 3 right now, getting set on vault.
We're talking about everyone doing the same, near the same start value on this event. Yurchenko double full. What's going to separate them specifically, if we're only looking at this and we're saying, okay, everyone's just doing Yurchenko double full, it's going to be execution, it's going to be landings. Charlie Bullock has a monster vault. I want you to watch the height and the distance she's able to get on this table.
It's new for her.
Yeah. Big step on the landing, but it's huge.
Coming up next on vault for world champions.
Hoping to make a move with that. We'll get the number in a moment. Ariz Esponda 14-1-5 on vault.
Nicely done.
University of Florida, senior world championships team members.
So Ariz in a share of 5th, along with Sky Blakely getting set on uneven bars.
We're talking about where these athletes fit in internationally or at the World Championships. This event right here is certainly where Sky Blakely could be a positive impact on that team.
Yeah, finished 4th on this event at the last World Championships.
She has such great air awareness on all of her release moves, catching with straight arms, the perfect amount of distance when she catches. She brings that power to the event, especially right here on this dismount. That's the best that she could do this bar routine. Talk about redemption from that fall on floor. Good job, Sky Blakely, coming back here.
Totally agree, and not one moment was I worried for her. She was able to just swing with an ease that combined with her difficulty, right there, she spots the landing. That's a pro.
And you could see her eyes. She was just had her game face on. Nothing was gonna stop her from making that bar routine.
So won this last year, was 2nd uneven bars. In the opening night, over to Charlie Bullock, and 14-2.
Improvement from night 1.
Okay, important now on floor, in 2nd place, but oh so close, half a point back, Hesley Rivera.
opens, double lay, full out, good body positions. Judges want to see that straight line in your hip position.
Got it dialed in.
One thing that was impressive when I talked to Hesley is just how confident she felt in her gymnastics. She said she wasn't doing many upgrades because she just wanted to get really comfortable and confident. I'm seeing that from her this weekend, especially on floor exercise.
That was quite possibly the best floor routine Hesley Rivera could have done tonight.
And at the right time, Lori, when she needed it most.
The reigning floor champ from last year, showing you why. Second best on night one, maybe the best here, we'll see.
Again, she beat her teammate, Claire Peace, on this event, night one, by 0.45. She trails right now by 0.5.
This first pass, she's doing double layout, full out. It is crucial that her hips stay flat right here in order for her to get that layout position. See how flat she is in that straight body? That is money. If her hips start hinging, then that skill could actually be devalued, losing difficulty on her overall score.
Important numbers still to come for Hesley Rivera as we take you over to balance beam and Jade Carey getting set. She said initially when she left Paris, she thought, this is it. But along the way, she figured out, I still have something left. Why not?
This event is an opportunity for improvement for Jade Carey. She has become such a solid competitor, but something that Jade is working on is those artistry, overextending her leap positions right there. The international judges especially look out for the full extension on leaps.
Great connection right there. And when we asked her about coming back this quad, she said, if I can do it, why not?
Yeah, Lori,
there's nothing to lose.
It was interesting when we asked why she came back last quad. She said she wanted redemption.
Right.
There was a reason, and this time she's coming back for pure joy, pure love of the sport.
And maybe an elevated sense of confidence because of that?
Yeah.
Absolutely. She's also talked about the way that she trains, less quantity, more quality, just being intentional with her numbers due to being a little bit older, but with that comes the experience of an Olympian like Jade.
There's a lot of positives for these veterans, that maturity you talk about, Lori, but something that they have to manage is the overuse,
right.
Relying a little bit more on muscle memory, less repetitions in the gym to save their bodies.
It's a testament to her mental toughness.
Ooh, good catch on the dismount. Sometimes if you over-rotate it, you catch your heels.
Now on floor for San Mateo, Ali D'Amelio.
So in fourth place going into this rotation, we'll see.
This is a switch side, which is already tough because look at her toes off the beam right here.
You need your toes to grip the equipment. If your toes are not on the beam, you yourself are not on the beam. Your toes are your guiding point.
And then again, watch her heel when she lands on the mat. She's gonna land her heels first. Tough to see from this angle, but just propels her to take a few steps backwards.
She was able to save it though.
So we'll get some numbers now. Sky Blakely, 14.25 uneven bars.
Yeah, slightly better from night one, but beautifully done. That's what she needs to show, consistency.
Important number, Hesely Rivera, so that's even better than night one. 14.3, 0.3 of a point better than we saw in the opening day.
Huge.
Big. Maybe cutting into that lead. We'll see. Still to come, Claire Peace on floor, all important. Back with a reminder, the NFL season kicks off a day early with a Super Bowl rematch. The Patriots facing the defending champs, the Seahawks, Wednesday, September 9th on NBC at Peacock. It is that time of the year. Sherry Strug in the house, Cannon Miller. We saw those celebrities earlier today.
Sorry, I got a fangirl because this was my Olympic team. It is so cool to see Dominic Moceanu, JC Phelps. I'm willing to bet Amanda Borden is sitting right there. I mean, how cool is that? They got to bring their children to experience this with them.
So that's the first time that you kind of watched and then tried to do everything they were doing?
Oh, I memorized their floor routines, Terry.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
This is when I started telling everybody I wanted to go to the Olympics.
That's great. Jade Carey, 12.9 on balance beam.
A little bit lower than night one. It's those wobbles, it's that execution score. She's looking to improve.
Big moment for Claire Peace. She's got to be better than she was on day one. Needs a 13.8 to retain that lead overall.
Scored a 13.55 on night one, so she's got to be better here tonight.
And let me tell you, Friday night, that was a fantastic routine.
Oh, 1/10 out of bounds. She actually did that on night one.
And a big step, too. Don't forget, that's probably a 3/10 step.
Right, that might just be the thing that does it.
Way to finesse the ending of that last pass, saving herself another out of bounds.
That big step out of bounds, unfortunately, is going to cost her
The lead?
the lead. Yeah, without it, I really do think she would have been able to take that place right in front of Hesely, but yeah. She's just got so much power, so much adrenaline. We'll be able to catch that right here. A great takeoff.
But it's when she steps over the line right there that it's a 1/10 deduction. You see the yellow flag going up, but really impressive. These leaps right here, she's over that 180 position, exactly what the judges want to see. Her arms are beautifully out to the side. There are absolutely another one, no deductions on that leap combination. So she has a really strong execution in that combination. But watch this pass. This is a veteran move here. She could have easily stepped out of bounds, but she knew where she was. She was so close. Instead of putting that back foot out of bounds, she just holds it up.
She did a pose.
That
She literally turned it into dance right there.
Yep, so great.
And that's what it takes. That's what it takes to make a world's team. That's what it takes to make an Olympic team, is to fight for every single tenth that you have. And Claire Peace has shown over and over again she's willing and able to do that.
And guys, remember where Hesely Rivera was to start the day. She was in 4th place. Yes, nobody forgot about her. She's the defending champ, trying to go back-to-back, the first one since Simone did it, and she's right now maybe on the verge of taking the lead.
Yeah, this is important here. That 13-2 she got on floor, but I think she's making her case to her coaches to try and do the upgraded vault right there. John, I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, there was some conversation going on. That will be very interesting. That gives her a 6/10 advantage potentially over her teammate, Hesli Rivera, on that last event. If she does not do that vault, she's not winning this meet. So it's just whether they want to take that risk.
Isabella Anzola, the 15-year-old from Plano, Texas, out on floor. Senior debut at the U.S. Championships.
When I spoke to Chelsea Memel, one of the high performance director, also one of my Olympic teammates, about night one, she said one of the really positive things was that quality of performance on floor. You can see that right here with Isabella Anzola really smiling through it, showing a lot of personality. That hasn't always been the case in elite gymnastics, and USA Gymnastics has put a strong push on the artistry component that's had increased deductions over the years. She wanted to see more controlled landings, though.
Just like that.
Yep.
I think there's a lot to like about that athlete. Talked to Valeria Lukin about her before the competition, and you might not be able to tell, but gone through a growth spurt recently, and with that, gymnastics becomes challenging. But if she can continue to get difficulty, she's got a style and she's got a personality that could go a long way.
Making that big jump up to the senior level this year after that success on the junior level last year. So upper left, you see it, Hesli Rivera, that name, taking the lead. Bit of a struggle on floor for Claire Peace. So it is Rivera trying to go back-to-back with the all-around as we look ahead to the final rotation. One rotation left. Hesli Rivera trying to defend, is taking the lead over Claire Peace. They both head to vault. Decision time for Claire?
Yeah, if she does the same vault that Hesli does, I don't think she's going to be able to win this meet. She's working on an upgraded vault. It's called a Chung Pass. 6/10 ahead. She could win. We'll see if she does it.
Big decision to make. We'll see. Coming down to the final rotation on the final day of the U.S. Championships here in Phoenix. The top two, Hesli Rivera, Claire Peace, heading to vault for the final rotation. Why wouldn't Claire do the more difficult vault?
It's extremely risky, and the most important thing here is to stay healthy. When you're out for an injury, you really lose a lot of training. The big picture is World Championships, the Olympic Games. Those are the meets that you want to peak for, not necessarily at a national championships. We'll see.
You know, as an athlete, you kind of want to do it, though.
Oh, absolutely. You can see it in her eyes.
Over to floor and Jade Carey with her final event. This is the gold medalist from Tokyo on floor.
Opening another double layout, full in, excuse me. You know, after night one, I actually thought this routine was just way too easy for Jade Carey. I know she has more difficulty in the bank, but I asked her coach and dad, Brian Carey, if we'll see those upgrades, and he started laughing. He goes, you know, Jade's already petitioning to do more upgrades, and she really wanted to do it right here on this last pass, and he said no. He said that's not in the plan. We're focusing on the big picture.
He's incredible at pacing her.
Jade Carey here in her hometown of Phoenix said these championships being here, part of the return, a factor in it. Certainly her presence to compete this week. All right, over to balance beam, where Sky Blakely has had some struggles in 4th place after the 3rd rotation.
She does have a high start value on this event, so I'm really curious to see, depending on how well she does this, how much she can make up for that all-around medal.
This is called a syllabus. Getting some difficulty right from the beginning here. And the goal for Sky, you guys said it, she has a lot of difficult elements, but can she finish them and land them? Oh, man. Started going too fast. Sped up that rhythm. It's really important that you have a steady rhythm from start to finish on bars and especially on beam.
They're a really unique acro series. Front handspring, front tuck.
Oh man, this is, you know, really surprising to me. She came from the NCAA gymnastics world where she was competing every single weekend, and she's been talking about how much more comfortable she's been in competition environments because she had that experience, and I really am not seeing that for this beam routine here. You can see her take a deep breath there, trying to reset, and it's so frustrating when you've done hundreds of these skills and routines in the gym and can't do it when it counts.
You can see some of those nerves showing up in her ankles. They're shaking quite a bit, making it very difficult for her to both take off and land seamlessly on these skills.
Yeah, beam is the event where your mental choreography really shows. You can see what you're thinking about just by how you show up in a competitive beam routine.
Tough way to end it here on day 2, but just another step on the road back to perhaps Los Angeles and the Olympics. All right, over to vault now. First of the top 2 on the leaderboard, it is Hesli Rivera who has taken the lead overall.
Another Yurchenko double full. Typically does this so clean. Another well-executed vault, Lori.
Right, tonight is no different. Depending on what vault Claire Peace does, I'm gonna go ahead and say that right now, Hesli's got the gold.
Yeah, she can't be caught if Claire does not do that more difficult vault. This is more than enough to win.
Yeah, really nice entry onto the table, propels her up nicely, waits to twist, all the ingredients of a well-executed vault, and then watch when her feet land on the floor. Her chest is vertical. That's what the judges are wanting to see, even staying within those white lines as well.
Trying to wrap up another win and go back-to-back, be the first to do it since Simone Biles did here at the National Championships. And a come-from-behind win it would be under the current Coda point system since, what, 2006. Nobody's come back from 4th or lower to win it.
Yeah, the fact that if she does wins having a fall is very impressive.
So 14-4, the number on vault.
With that 9-4 execution, I mean, it's coming out of a 10-0. It means they found 6/10ths, whether that's on the landing, in the air, in different places that they can deduct. Besides that, you are not going to see a 9-4 execution anywhere.
6-7.
6-7. Oh.
Hesli's got jokes.
All right then. 13-8 on floor for Jade Carey to wrap it up here at the championships.
She's having a ball this weekend.
Meanwhile, what a first attempt at the senior national championships this 16-year-old has had. Charlie Bullock going to finish up over on bars.
It's a little like Spider-Man's, with great power comes great responsibility. Well, with great difficulty comes a lot of nerves. So if she can handle herself while the pressure is on, I tell you, the high performance team is going to keep that in mind.
I've seen her do this routine, and it's like she can do it in her sleep. She adjusts so well. She actually uses the bar. You can see how much the bar is bending on these skills. That's a good thing.
The cables and the wires as well. You can see them shaking. It means she's able to use the event to her advantage, just like you said.
Nice. Good momentum. She's got this one in the bag. Needs to put it to her feet. Yes.
She's been terrific throughout. Came in saying her goal was to make the world championship team. She's going to make it very difficult on the selection committee to leave her off. So it now comes down to Claire Peace for that race at the top. She would need a 15-0 or better, John, to win it.
Yeah, and I was watching that vault warm up to see if she was going to do the Chung vault. I actually talked to Anna Lukin, one of her coaches, and said, is she going to do it? She said, well, we're going to see how warm-ups goes. And I said, she wants to do it, doesn't she? And she nodded and said, yeah, she wants to.
Yeah, this is a 6/10 advantage from everybody else in this competition. So if she does that more difficult vault, she has the opportunity to win this national title.
So
that number on that board, though, was a 4.34. That's not the more difficult vault. It's the double twist. There it is.
Yeah. It was a good vault, and she had a lot of power at the end. But you can see it in her face. She's disappointed she didn't get to do the more difficult gymnastics.
Yeah, and with that Yurchenko double fold, that's exactly what Hesley did. So in order to make up 6/10 on this, she would have had to literally be perfect. Hesley had that 9-4 execution.
Sam, back to what you were saying, though. The risk is too great to try it here.
Yeah, the number one important thing at all these meets is to stay healthy. And so it is risky. The reward is that you have a competition under your belt, but doing those really difficult vaults, it always presents some additional risk.
Yeah, there's always a bit of a shakeup when you go into a competition knowing exactly what the plan is. And once that gets, judged, if you will, then it really changes the pressure. It changes the tension of a competition.
Look who's watching closely.
Yeah, they're good friends. They support each other. Of course, they're trying to win the national championship, but Hesley's going to be cheering for her right there. She wants Claire to be at her best.
Right.
And you guys brought it up. That was what Anna said. She goes, we just want to be safe. We don't want to get an injury. We've got a long-term perspective, and that's accurate. You see the 5.31 up there. That is also not the Chung. That's going to be the Lopez, which we've seen from Jade Carey earlier tonight, kind of the lead up to that more difficult vault.
And John, that number's so obviously not enough, and it is Hesley Rivera atop the leaderboard. But the individual event title also being competed here.
Right.
You know what I love is look at Claire's face. She is only 17, her second U.S. championships. She is fierce, and she wants to be the champion, and you love to see that.
I think this is just going to light a fire for the future. It actually was probably more of a good psychological decision to get her motivated to keep working that in the gym.
And then explanation maybe from her coaches, Anna Valerie Lukin, in terms of that decision here in the final rotation and whether to take that risk or not.
Yeah, I mean, they've coached a lot of high-level athletes, Olympic champions, and they know what they're doing. Let's just say that.
So Hesley Rivera, the 18-year-old from New Jersey, is going to win her second straight U.S. all-around title. Still more to come, though, as we close out this final rotation here at Nationals in Phoenix. USA Gymnastics Foundation raises funds to inspire world-class achievement at every level. To learn more and give a gift, visit usagymfoundation.org. Thank you for helping shape the future of gymnastics. So, Valerie Lukin with the top two on the leaderboard. as we continue here and go over to uneven bars.
For Moreau, I always feel like, same as Hesley on Friday night, fingertips, the dowels were not over the bar enough to be able to keep that routine going. Unfortunately, we see this a lot with these high bar release moves. When the adrenaline gets kicking, sometimes you throw a little more power, a little more oomph into those skills, but it also means you do it different than how you do at practice. It makes the skill change just enough to have those mistakes like that.
Then how difficult to get back up and start it again. Not start it again, but pick it up.
Right, yeah. It's just a mental game. Sometimes you have to pretend like, okay, I actually never made a mistake at all, and I'm just continuing this routine, but...
Yeah, a great bar routine. It's kind of like hitting every green light when you're driving. You just keep building that momentum. So when you have a fall, it's so hard to start from zero and build that momentum up again.
I know you. You run the red every once in a while.
Don't tell, Terry.
It was a beautiful finish.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say, Lori, which is sometimes what makes it even harder. It hurts. Knowing
it burns.
It was one, and you could see Kim taking a deep breath.
Meanwhile, earlier, Risa Sponda, who's in 5th after the 3rd rotation, but watching her throughout this day too, finishing up on even bar.
She's been a really strong competitor, and also one that we have to keep our eyes out on, winning U.S. Classic a few weeks ago.
Yeah, this wouldn't be an event where Team USA would use her in a world championship setting, but she's doing well in the all-around, so it's important for her to make this routine.
And why it's important to be an all-arounder is because that's who gets utilized during team finals. And of course, individual event finals are important as well, but maybe you can make an individual all-around, and I think that's what she's trying to do.
13-3, so the final rotation number on uneven bars for Reese. And overall, big picture-wise, so there's your winner, Hesley Rivera, back-to-back titles here at the championships. But the World Championship team, it's what you do here. There's no doubt about that. But then you also have that World Team Selection Camp. It's going to take place September 29th through October 1st. That's all important as well.
Absolutely, and the time in between from now until the World Selection Camp is going to be interesting. Jade Carey has been phenomenal at pacing herself and being able to peak when the moment is right. So I would not be shocked whatsoever seeing Jade on that World Selection Camp. The question is, who else is going to be on that team?
Yeah, Jade's got some work to do. And I'll tell you right now, if the team was selected at this moment, and to your point, Lori, there's a lot of gymnastics yet to come and that selection camp. But right now, the team is absolutely Hesley Rivera, Claire, Charlie, and Reese and Sky, in my opinion. To me, that is what the team, if you look at just what happened here, I think that's your team,
well,
with things to change still ahead.
Well, John, I spoke to Betty Aquino, who's on the selection committee, and she told me they're looking for 2 solid all-arounders and then some standout individual event athletes to build a good team score. She said if you look at other countries, they do have strong team scores, but they also have really, really strong athletes that could gold medal on individual events as well. That's what Betty Aquino, Chelsea Memel, she is not on the selection committee, but part of the high performance directing team. She actually helps construct these routines to optimize their scores.
And guess what? They're having the same discussion we are right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Crunching the numbers, taking a look at the needs, what you're looking for. So they will celebrate in a little bit, those at the top. Meanwhile, we're taking over to uneven bars, and Lavi Crane, the 15-year-old from Idaho, is going to finish up there, making her senior debut here in Phoenix.
I love seeing how smooth and confident her beam routine was. I'm hoping to see the exact same thing here, especially with these handstands. Look at that first one. It was just gorgeous. That fell over the bar pretty far. She's going to get some deductions there. Hopefully, she's able to slow this routine down.
Oh, you called it, Lori. It's really important to keep the rhythm from start to finish. That actually is what helps you continue the routine, and if you go too fast and you're rushed because of nerves, it can cause mistakes.
Yeah, it's a little bit like music. If it's off, it's off.
I thought it was going through all the green lights.
That too. I'm trying to hit
There's
this
a rhythm
point
to green
home,
lights.
Terry.
Okay, all right,
It's
okay.
so important for this event in particular to ride that wave.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
My gosh.
oh my gosh, that was incredibly uncharacteristic, strange. She
I have
slipped
never
off
seen anything like
the
that.
bar.
Wow. Lori, Sam, have you ever seen a fall like that?
Unfortunately, I have, but it's really rare. It's really, really rare. Usually, I mean, I've only ever seen that happen when a grip rips, to be frank, because it's so quick and fast and unexpected.
As scary as it looked, she actually hit her back on the low bar and then landed on her back on the floor. She did not put her hand down, so she
landed
as
quite
safe,
safely
as
for
safe
what
as
this
she
fall
could
is. Yeah.
possibly land.
But it's frightening. It's
Oh,
incredibly frightening.
absolutely. Did you see how fast she was coming down? It's the shock of something completely unexpected.
Yeah, and I'll say that's why it's so important to learn how to fall. It's something that we are taught how to do. How do you fall safely with the difficult skills that are being competed? And she did a great job handling herself.
So the crowd recognizing that she was able to sit up and happy about that. So they will tend to her. And it is Heslie Rivera. What a huge effort today. I mean, to come back from fourth after the opening day and be able to make a run at the top, and the last three rotations really to make that move, and the final one on vault. So going back to back, the first since Simone Biles to win the U.S. all-around title back to back. Claire Peace, Charlie Bullock, the top three back to back. The 2026 Xfinity U.S. Gymnastics Championships are brought to you by Nike, bringing inspiration and innovation to every athlete around the world. Nike, the official partner of USA Gymnastics. By Prevagen. And by Xfinity. Xfinity sticks the landing every time. Same day Wi-Fi, same price for 5 years. Wrap things up here in Phoenix. Heslie Rivera, great come from behind win here, going back to back. Claire Peace, great effort there. And in second, Charlie Bullock. How about that? Rounding out the top three here at the Senior National Championships. So we check out the gold medal moment presented by Xfinity.
The fact that Heslie Rivera was able to do that skill right here and nail it, knowing she had a big fall on Friday night, that is some mental toughness right there. It earned her the gold medal today for day 2 of championships.
Yeah, such clean gymnastics, but you can't ignore the difficulty she's bringing to the table. She's going to score so well, both here domestically and also, more importantly, internationally as well.
Just like the winning performance, the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee keeps your internet steady and reliable as we send it over to Brittany.
Terry, thank you so much. Heslie, a big congratulations. Back-to-back national titles. We saw the smile on your face. You landed that vault and finished the competition. Can you describe the feeling?
It was absolutely amazing. It felt surreal, and all my hard work in the gym finally paid off. And I mean, I work so hard, but I also have fun, and it's just so cool to see us just coming together at championships and just having so much fun and letting all the work show.
You came into today fourth. How were you able to mount that comeback? What did you tell yourself?
I wasn't looking at the scores. I wasn't looking at the scoreboard. I was just focused on myself and my gymnastics and what I have to do. So it was actually like stress-free. I took all the pressure I could off myself because it's no fun when you're stressed or nervous, and I just wanted to be as loose as possible because that's how I do best.
You and your good friend and teammate, Claire Peace, 1-2 in the standings. How do you help each other during events like this?
We just push each other constantly in the gym. We are always having fun, always making jokes, and we're just trying to push ourselves to be the best versions of ourselves that we could possibly be. And I think it's so fun to be in the gym with her every single day, and all of our work paying off at this competition really means the world to me. It's really cool to see.
Well, that it did. Work paid off. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, and glory to God.
Terry?
Brittany, thanks. Pretty cool to see those two topping the standings and overall those individual event finals too. Heslie and then Jade on vault, Claire Peace on even bars, Heslie Rivera balance beam, Reese Esponda on floor exercise. So Heslie Rivera just getting things started back in Paris, taking over now.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I gotta say, for that third place medal, Charlie Bullock is one that I have had my eye on since the very beginning. I'm so excited that she was able to have such a good competition. But 1 and 2, man, that was a lot of drama.
Yeah, 2 new bright spots for me is Risa Sponda winning the floor title. She's a newcomer to keep your eye on. And then also Claire Peace winning the uneven bar title. That is huge, and really showing Team USA they can use her as an asset for future competitions.
So we watch these athletes today, but don't forget there are others coming back, and some that may come back. It is really a crowded landscape when you look ahead. Yeah, maybe not to this year's World Championships, but eventually LA.
We know Jordan's got a couple vacations on her mind, so maybe after those we'll see her back.
Well, the landscape of USA Gymnastics is bright. A lot to come with these newcomers and also with the veterans that are coming back and will come back. It's going to be an exciting quad.
And you build on a legacy that has been well placed for many years, and that gold medal last time around, and all that confidence, all that momentum that these athletes are now a part of.
Absolutely. The future looks good.
Oh, nice way to end it here in Phoenix. And Hesley Rivera, congratulations, U.S. all-around champ again. So that does it for the women's competition. Join us October 20th through the 25th. Coverage of the World Championships from Rotterdam on NBC, Peacock, and NBCSN. You can watch all the routines at USA Gymnastics YouTube channel after the broadcast. For Sam Peshek, Lori Hernandez, John Roethlisberger, Brittany Urton, and our entire NBC Sports crew, I'm Terry Gannon saying so long from Phoenix and these 2026 Xfinity US Gymnastics Championships. See you, everybody.